Hey guys, and welcome to my bookshelf tour. I'm really excited to share with you my bookcases. They have never looked better. I have moved the dresser that used to be in this spot right here, got another Billy bookshelf from IKEA, put it together. I also have another smaller shelf unit right over here that I got from Walmart. And I'm just really loving like how it looks right now. I love to look at it and just stare at it all the time. When I wake up, I get to see it and I just love looking at them. They are so nice. I wish I had room for one more, but I really just don't have more room, any more room for books in my room at all right now. I used to have another bookshelf that I kind of just converted into holding some of my art supplies, which is what I was wanting to do with that one instead anyway. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a tour of what's on my shelves. I'm not going to go book by book individually because that would take a long time and I'm not sure if anybody would really be that interested in watching a video like that. I mean, I guess if people were, I could do something like that maybe in the future. I just don't want to, I just know it's going to be so much work to film and edit. I'll just like show you like some highlights of some of my favorite stuff and let's go ahead and hit the shelves. I'll give you a quick overview of my room real quick so you can see it in context of like the rest of my room. So I keep my desk on that wall and I have like a big mirror over there. It's also from IKEA. There's my old bookcase right there, the black one in the corner, and then my bed. And then on this side is where I have the 2.5 bookcases. So up top here, I have some of my like books I don't really reach for very often. I want to find somewhere else to put them. I just don't have anywhere that works right now. So this is the top of the first shelf. On this side here, I have my Picador 40 collection, which have these awesome covers on them. I really like these editions, like how they are all black and white like that. Most of them I bought used because there were only a couple of them I was able to find new at the store. But I wish I could have had new because some of them are kind of yellowing a bit, but it's whatever. And then I have this book I got from Amazon a while ago when I was super into plants, and it just kind of gives you some tips and stuff for styling plants. Then you have a few classic books over on this side. I actually have one folio book, and I'm like lately super obsessed with folio books. I want to collect as many as I can. So far all the ones I've had are just like, I have two and they're both from secondhand stores. And then over here on this side, I have my, these are the Penguin Orange collection. I'm only missing one of these. I think it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's the only one. I'm waiting for Book Outlet to eventually get it. And then on this side here, we have my set of Darling magazines. They have editions 1 through 24. I don't have all of them. I invested in this magazine like 2 years ago. They don't have a print magazine anymore. They're just on their website, but I really love these magazines. Like, they have really cool articles, and I like how they don't retouch their photos. They have people of different ethnicities and sizes, so it's a very like inclusive magazine. So, and I just really love the artwork and stuff that goes into it. So this here is my pink shelf, one of my favorite shelves. I want this whole shelf to be eventually all pink books, but for now, it's the majority of it is. And so we have over here like my Anne of Green Gables collection. I want to read the annotated ones soon. And then we have those books that are like just those inspirational books that talk about just different women. See, these are my books from the company and the publisher NYRB. Then I have a little Penguin. I only have one of these, the Penguin Essential sizes, but they're really cute, like pocket-sized books. And then we have a few other books here. I have one cookbook. This is the only one that I kept. And this one also has recipes for like not just food that's good for you, but like skincare stuff as well. And let's see, just a lot more pink books. This is my other folio book. It's the A Memoir of Jane Austen, and this one actually has the slipcase, but this one is also used, so it's not like the best condition, but I really love this book. Like, Folio Society is quickly becoming one of my favorite publishers, and I have a few books like in my shopping cart on their website. It's just their books are so freaking expensive that it's like you need a payment plan to buy their books. And then just a few other books here. An art book from one of my favorite artists, Aujo Claire. And then we have a pink graphic novel, The Bind Up of Paper Girls. This is another one of my favorite shelves here. And we have all of my Penguin cloth-bound books. Eventually, I would like to have all of them. I just, you know, they're expensive. I also don't have space, so that's also a good reason. I have one of these little Picador modern classics that are really tiny up over here. And I have my collection of Obvious State. They're like illustrated classics. And those fit perfectly over here. I don't really like to double stack books, which is what I was going for when I rearranged everything, but I don't mind having those there. And then over here we have the Penguin, these are the, oh god, what are these called? The English Library editions. And I have some of those. I was able to find a good amount of them on Book Outlet. And then on this side, we have the Harper Olive editions of classics. And so these ones each have like their own different illustration on the cover. I think one of my favorite ones is the Frankenstein cover with the hand. I think it looks really cool. One more shelf down, we have some more editions of classics. I'll start on the left here. So we have on this side the Red Spine Vintage Classics. I really like these editions. I was able to find a good amount of them on Book Outlet. I have only one of these V&A Classics of Little Women, which is really pretty. Then I have a few, I'm missing a few in this edition by Chiltern Publishing. These also have like really nice metallic spines on them. We have a few Penguin modern classics. Again, most of these I got from Book Outlet. I also like the ones with the blue spines. I don't really know what the difference is between like the white and the blue, but they're both Penguin modern classics. I have one play. I have these. I'm not sure there's more in this. I don't even know what these editions are called, but they have like the similar theme of the illustrations for Animal Farm in 1984. I only have one of the of this edition of F. Scott Fitzgerald's book, The Great Gatsby. I really love the metallic designs. I believe the illustrator for these is the same as the one who makes the Penguin cloth-bound editions, Coraline Bickford, or Coralie Bickford, something like that. I want the rest of these, definitely. And these also look similar because they're also from her same designs, but these are for John Le Carre's books, The Drummer Girl and The Little Drummer Girl and The Night Manager. Then we have the Arcturus editions of Jane Austen's books and another random edition of Pride and Prejudice. This was like the second edition, or I think this was either the first or second one I bought of Pride and Prejudice, and I like this one because it has illustrations in it. But yeah, I have a lot of editions of Jane Austen's books now, and so I need to not buy any more. I just want to complete this set and then I'm done. So down on this shelf, we have my collection of Book of the Month books. Most of these I've read, and then I kept with them my other editions of, my two editions of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I have the vintage edition that has the red spine bookmark, and then I also have the graphic novel edition. And over on the other side of the Book of the Month books, I have the rest of my Donna Tartt books, some Leanne Moriarty that I want to get to, and then my full like John Steinbeck collection over here, as well as just like a couple of poetry books on the end. You guys know that this one was like my favorite one that I was wanting to reread soon, Cruelty Special to Our Species. Now onto this bottom shelf, which is going to be a bit difficult to get a good angle on, but hopefully this isn't too bad. I have just some random books that couldn't fit anywhere else. Like I have this art book from the artist Alex Gross. Just some other random, like a history book, a fashion book, and then it starts books that I own, multiple books from the same author. So I have like Richard Wright, Mary Kubica, Khalid Hosseini, Terry Jones, Frederick Bachman, Marissa Peschel, Janet Fitch, Marcus Zusak, and Rainbow Rowell. And then over here we have all comic books, graphic novels, and I think one like poetry book over here on this side. Once more, I'll just give you like, that was the overview of that whole bookcase. To the left, I have this half bookcase from Walmart. Excuse my closet in the back, I don't have a door on there. But on top here, I have my enamel pin collection that I finally hung up. I have these hanging on some embroidery hoops to display them up there. Then I keep my electronics on the side, like my laptop, iPad, planner, and these are all books that I either read and I need to talk about in a wrap-up, or books that I'm currently reading, or the ones that I'm about to try to get to next. So this bookshelf from Walmart has 6 different cubes, and I'm using it to store mainly my books that are part of a series or books that are like mass market paperback size. So these top 2 cubes have a few series. I have the Nevermore series on this side, Little House in the Big Woods, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and then the whole Binti series. Then on this side, I kind of holds also all my like bookmark collection that I have here that just randomly end up with all these bookmarks. And then I have the Scythe series along with Dried by Neil Shusterman. I just decided to put them together. Right here I had the Program series, but I'm reading that this month, so need a little bit of room. Then here we have the Dry and Force of Nature, which is a duology by Jane Harper. And then Kathy's book is a like young adult trilogy, which I really enjoyed reading in high school. There's like actual little items that go with each of the book, which is cool. I hadn't seen anybody really do that with books before. On the second 2 cubes we have more series. So the Caraval series from Stephanie Garber, the 3rd book in this trilogy finale just came out this month, but I don't have that one yet. And then you have the Six of Crows duology from Leigh Bardugo, and the Shadow and Bone series. I only own the first one, I still need the other 2. And then Piper Parrish and Art Boss by Kayla Kagan. These are a duology. I think actually there's going to be at least one more book in this series. And on this side we have the Night trilogy from Ellie Weasel, the Queen of the Tearlings series, I think that's what it's called, by Erica Johnson. These are part of a series, I don't know the name of this one. And then I have all the, well, not all of them, but I think most of the Confessions of a Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella. And lastly here at the bottom 2 cubes we have just a lot of different smaller random mass market paperback books. Not really my favorite kind of books, but I'm not gonna get rid of them. And I have the Game of Thrones series. I have like Les Mis, a few different random classics that just didn't fit on the other side. I have the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series by Alexander McCall Smith. This book I just didn't know where to put it on my rainbow shelf, so I just stuck it over here. And then on this side, just some more mass market paperbacks. The copy of Anne of Green Gables that I've had forever. This is the one that I've read like 1,000 times. And then here's the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. I've only read the first 2 in that one so far. Here is an overview of my rainbow shelf. If I can zoom out a bit. I always wanted one. I never really thought I would do a rainbow shelf, and I wasn't sure how it would really work, if it would be practical, but I am really enjoying it so far. And then here's like a further zoomed out shot. I also have on the top my mug collection right up here that one day will be in a kitchen if I ever own one. Up top here are all the books that are like light colored or white on the spine. I have mixed together books that I have read and haven't read, so I probably have read about 1/3 of all of the books that are on these shelves here. This was one of the ones I was trying to get to this month, but I don't know if I will. Confessions of a Sociopath. But some of my favorite ones that I have read from this shelf are Girls Burn Brighter by Shaw Burrell, Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. That's also a really good one. Calling Me Home by Julie Kibler is another favorite. Eventide is one I'm really hoping to get to soon by Therese Bowman. Gilead, also another one I'm hoping to get to soon by Marilyn Robinson. Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, one of my favorite books here that I've read recently, and one of my favorites from when I was a kid I have is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Now the next shelf kind of goes from light colored, like taupey brown colors to like the deeper burgundy reds and then lightish reds here. So Dreamland Burning is one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to getting to, by Jennifer Latham. This is my original copy of Little House in the Big Woods that I've read 1,000 times. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith is one of my favorite books on the shelf. These two, actually these 3, 4, 5, all of these books I'm like really wanting to get to right here. Also, this one I'm really looking forward to getting to is The Library Book by Susan Orlean. So here on the next shelf we go from like the ready orangish books to full-on orange and then kind of like yellow. Let's see, I'll start over here. This is one of the ones I'm really looking forward to getting to. Oh, these ones are packed a little bit tight. It's gonna be hard to show these books. Human Acts by Han King. Really like the cover on that one. I'm really looking forward to getting to Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. This one I read, and I have this one as my signed edition from, let's see here. I just got this one recently at when I met Essie again. She signed it. This is also one of my favorite books here. You guys know this one is also a star. I got this Barnes & Noble edition. It also has the purple sprayed edges. You guys probably recognize this book, Supermarket, from one of my recent reviews. Even though I only gave it 3 stars, I'm still keeping it for now, but eventually I might unhaul that book. This shelf is like the green to light blues. The Doll People is like patched together, but it's one of my favorite ones from when I was a kid. I really want to read The Shape of Water so I can eventually watch the movie. If You Come Softly is also a really great book. We have another plant book. This one is on taking care of like cactuses, succulents. Let's see. The 100 Wells of Slaga I really want to get to soon, as well as The Nightingale. The Forest of Hands and Teeth. Oh, I just filmed the Q&A today. I should have recommended this for if you like the Hunger Games, like might like this book. Yeah, just a few other books. Also, another favorite is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Shopsky, and he's coming out with like his second book he's ever written in 10 years, and I got a copy of it, like an e-arc. I'm super excited. I think it's called like Imaginary Friend. So here's the second shelf from the bottom. And now we go from like the darker blues, lighter blues, darker blues to like purples. Any ones that stand out, I have this super old copy. Oh, these are really tight. I don't know if I want to take any of the books on this shelf out. These books are going to be really hard to show you guys. She Would Be King is one that I really want to get to soon, as well as Ponte by Charlene Teo. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware is one of the thrillers I really liked. I know some people don't, but I really like that thriller. Then we have The Parisian. This is like a new released book that I've gotten. Super big. I did not expect that when I bought it online. Well Read Black Girl by Gloria Edom is a great anthology. I would definitely recommend. Bibliophile is all about like books and different, just like random miscellaneous stuff about books that is just super cute. Yeah, we have more blue books here. Some older books from when I was a kid. And yeah, just other books that, these are just way too hard to pull out to show you guys. Now on to the final bottom shelf. All of these have black spines or like dark colors on the spines. On this side, I had to start double stacking because I just didn't have room for any other books on this bottom shelf. So I think I read these two. Haven't read City of Thieves. I want to get to that one. On the bottom here, we have some other good books, like Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds was really good. Let's see. Behind Her Eyes was interesting. This one I want to get to, I think I mentioned in a recent video. This one's cool, Writers and Their Lives and Works. I haven't really had a chance to look through this one too much yet, but just goes into like some short little bios on some popular writers. Then on this side over here, I really need to read this one, Stranger Things. I need to read this one. I wanted to read it in either June or July. I want to read it before the new season comes out. It's just stuff about the making of the show, so it's not like I really need to, but I just want to. So those are all the books on my rainbow shelf. Yeah, I'm really excited to have this shelf. I just can't love looking at it, and it's just really like aesthetically pleasing, to be honest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tour of all my bookshelves here. Yeah, I just really liked it, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing it. I am going to try and read all these books. I've only read probably about a third of the ones, like I said, because a lot of times I unhaul books after I read them. Like, I'm making myself get rid of books now from now on. If I don't give it 4 or 5 stars, then it has to go so that I have room for other books on my shelves. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!